Hey everybody, welcome to Thursday nights here at North American Grand Prix, and it is time for the GT Series. In fact, this finale here, coming to you live from Germany. As we get started up here, we'll give you a look at the track map because the game's not up yet. And I'm here as usual with Jack Ivy.
Hey Jake, good to be with you tonight. The green hell.
Yeah. And my game's acting up, so hold on one second.
So 16 laps of this brute of a track is going to be, it's a long race for these guys, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Quite a long race here. Going to be really a test of endurance for all these drivers, although some of them have done this before. That's one good thing to have if we had who's new to the race and who's not, but of course we don't. Okay, let's see if I get
Well, 73 turns in this track. That translates into over 1,000 corners for these guys.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Okay, that's enough for this track map. They're going to the races now.
Okay, great. And I'm in, so that's good. No, okay, go live. All right. Just barely called the start there. Okay. Looks like Aaron Parsons is keeping the lead here. Andrew Abson on that vet on the inside.
Bit of a drag race there.
Yeah.
Corvette against the big Aston Martin.
Yeah, so we're on board with Eiran now, who's slotted in behind Andrew Adamson in the vet. We'll see how we make it around the GP course here.
Now, our race winner last week, Jolker, he is starting at the back of the pack, so he's in the race tonight for Brad Maris.
Right.
Looking pretty good in the back of the field. I don't see anybody off. They're all strung out, but hey, 16 laps of this track, they better get strung out pretty early.
Yeah, you're not joking.
So, welcome to our viewers tonight, and good to have you along. Going to be a long night. We'll try to keep things interesting, although it's going to be tough over 2 hours. It's a long endurance race for these guys and a long endurance race for us guys up here. But sit back and enjoy some of the action with these high-performance cars.
Yeah. I guess if you go over the order here, we've gotten out onto the Nordschleife and they're kind of starting to get a little bit more of a gap, although we've got Andrew Adamson in front, and right on his tail, of course, is Aaron Parsons, who would really like to reclaim that top spot. A little bit further back with a bit of a gap there is Andrew Werner. Behind him, Salem Montgomery Jr. is in fourth. We just had somebody go off, but that left Al Merriman in fifth. Mark McGraw in sixth, JT Laro seventh, Jesse Olson is currently in eighth, Chris Moses is currently in ninth in that Viper, David Maros is in 10th, and I'm sure I mispronounced that, sorry David, John McIntyre in 11th, Kevin Kirkbride 12th, Hefner just takes 13th, Trevor Snowden 14th, John Ludden 15th, Peter Sabo is in 16th. I'm not sure if he was the unlucky car we just saw go off there. Matt Taylor in 17th. Abe Wozniak 18th. Bjorn Heyman is in 19th currently. David Poole in 20th.
Whoa, some action.
Yeah. Ian Jolicoeur 21st. Dan Thorpe 22nd. Carlos, that is him, right? Yep, Carlos De La Torre in 23rd. And Jonathan Cuppett 24th. Kobus is in 25th, James Russell in 26th, And at the back, Sergio Calderon looks like he's got some damage. And David Zahn, who might also, definitely also has some damage. So a couple cars having trouble here at the back. Now we're trying to hop up and find one of our battles here. What are we missing, Jack?
Yeah, Sergio had taken it off the track in that Viper there, so he's got some damage, that's for sure, and that's he'll be coming in for a pit. Look for most of these guys to do a 4-4-4-4, but hey, you may end up some guys, they have the fuel, they could do a 6-6 and a 4. Who knows?
Yeah. So we're expecting. Oh goodness, Abe Wozniak got a little broadcaster's curse there. Sorry about that, Abe. And you guys, actually, probably everybody's going to get by him.
Whoa, Moses is spun.
Oh goodness.
And he is dropping all the way down to 17th. Oh, David Poole right up behind him. So Poole must have had some trouble as well. So it's Poole and Moses in 17 and 18 right now.
Yeah, we've seen some trouble early on from some unexpected guys.
Whoa, David Mose has spun it as well.
Wow, so maybe, this is actually our first race on the new, after the update. I wonder if these cars are driving a little differently for these guys.
I had some pre-race intel that was saying that the cars in the have completely different grip on slower portions. So grip package has changed, and this could be a big determining factor, especially for somebody like Chris Moses that likes to slide that car around a lot.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but Kirkbride is already out, and Mark DeGraw is getting close to Al Merriman here in for 5th position. Right on his tail.
Kevin has left the server.
Just picked that up.
We lost Kevin Kirkbride pretty early on.
Whoa,
there.
Matt Taylor has spun it. He's coming down the track backwards. He's going to try and spin it around now. So Matt Taylor back in 25th now.
Wow. A lot of trouble early on. I'm not sure. Like you said, it's people reported that it's gotten easier, so maybe they're pushing a little bit harder than normal in these low grip areas, and that's causing them to spin out. I'm not sure. So I haven't.
Well, I would expect that Parsons and Moses. This is not good for Moses. He's back in 15th now. Parsons and Moses are fighting for the championship. They're only 7 points apart. So right now Parsons is sitting in seconds, and he's in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
But Werner and Poole have really got to put in a good race here to lock up the team championship, because got to go by with Al Merriman and Aaron Parsons are 14 points back. So they're going to be looking for something to happen like what's been happening for them to get into this championship.
Yeah. Wow. So I'm on board now with Aaron Parsons following Al. He had some following Andrew Adamson. He had really close to him, but now Andrew's got a little bit of a gap back. I think Aaron might have made a little mistake there. Going back in the field, looks like Bjorn Heyman might be approaching Trevor Snowden, although I'm not sure. Look at the times here.
Yeah, well, he's got Heyman is right in behind Snowden, and he's got Ludden and Moses right in behind them, and that's a bit of a train going on there.
Yeah. And Moses, of course, has recovered, and he's already gained 2 spots, so look for him to move back up the field. Try to. He definitely, like you said, he wants to get within 7 points of Aaron Parsons in order to keep that. He's in the lead, right?
Okay. Yeah, a little farther back there, we got Mark DeGraw in 6th, and he is all over the back end of Al Merriman coming down the main straight. Looks like he's got a run on him. Going to make a pass here. And that Audi just flies by.
Got that straight line. Wow. Hop on here with Al and see what that looks like as we come onto this first turn here. Not the first turn, but one of the last turns.
Yeah, we've already got some pit action in there. Andrew Adamson is in the pits. Obviously, Adamson's got damage on that Corvette. So, geez, that's going to drop him back there. But he was one of the faster guys out there.
Yeah.
Back on the out in front of the pit area, David Poole just goes flying by Chris Moses.
Andrew Adamson went into the pits. So that puts Parsons in front. I wonder what that's about.
Boy, that Chris Moses in the Viper is struggling after he threw down some wicked practice lap times in that Viper, but he sure seems to be struggling. Now, Chris might be on one of the, the pit wizard. That guy might be on some crazy strategy and maybe carrying a boatload of fuel, because he might be one of the cars that could stretch this thing out.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see if with such a long race, we might get some mix-ups in the strategy. We'll see what they can accomplish. Peter Sabo is flashing his lights at Zach Hefner. Gonna see if he can make a move here. He's right on his tail.
Well, I don't know if flashing your lights is really the thing to be doing.
No, I think he's just being annoying. Oh, he took the inside and got ahead, but Hefner threatened to come back. A little over-under, but nope, didn't get past him there.
Well, a little farther back, we've got Poole, Ludden, and Snowden. And boy, oh boy, if they get any closer, they're going to be in each other's cockpit.
All right, we will hop over to that
battle.
battle.
All the way back to 15, Moses. So Joel Acor and Moses are in the hanging onto the back end of that train. That's quite a train going on there.
Yeah, you're not joking. Look at Ludden and Snowden.
Yep, you can stay on that crew for now. I'll keep an eye on the rest of the pack.
Wow, that is they are train car close to each other. Sticking with the middle here.
Yeah, that's quite the train going on.
Wow, yeah. Come around.
And while they're all battling, they're losing time, and you got P16 Dan Thorpe, who's closing up to this group. It's just, that train's going to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Kevin Kirkbride is in our chat, says, oh, goodness.
Whoa.
Chris Moses.
Who was that?
That was Chris Moses.
Was that Chris?
Yeah.
Yes, sirree, Bob.
I caught that, but I did not watch it happen, so I'm not sure what happened.
All right. He's got some damage on that car, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, there goes the Wizards' strategy. I think he was going to try for a two-stopper.
Yeah, try to stretch out that fuel and make up.
Yeah, looking at his pace just wasn't with the others. I think he was overloaded with fuel.
Yeah.
Might be wrong, though, but what do we know?
Let me know if there are any problems with the quality of the broadcast or anything like that. We'll do our best to resolve it, but I think we are in good shape.
It's looking good from my view here, Jake.
Good.
Of course, I got a little bit of a time delay between the reel and the broadcast, but she sure looks good up on the side.
Yeah, I've got a camera that's in a tree.
And thanks for joining us, guys. The action's pretty tight here in the middle of the pack.
Yeah. Still hanging on with David
Adamson back out from his pit stop, is now in 16th and caught up to this group. Just a little bit of an update. Parsons out in the lead with 2.5 seconds.
Yep.
right where he wants to be to solidify another Drivers' Championship. But Andrew Werner putting in a real good ride. He's only a couple seconds off him.
Yeah.
And Salem Montgomery, who's come back late into the season. We're a few seasons in with Seto Corsa in his first, his return debut. He's running a solid third in this, I think it's a pig of a car, this Ford, but
I like it.
You know, that's just my opinion.
It looks good. Yeah. No,
it looks good.
Not anybody's favorite, the Ford, I don't think. I haven't done enough driving with the GT cars to know which one my favorite is, but yeah. No one had claimed it before Salem got here. Let's just say that. The Porsche, I think.
So you're still on that group of cars there,
I'm still on
Jake?
as David goes by. Trying to get by Trevor Snowden on the inside here. Oh, no, not quite. He thought about it. Yeah, still on that group. That's a really neat battle right here.
Well, as you're staying on that battle, I'll just bring everybody up to date. We got Parsons out in front by 3.5 seconds. Werner in second. Salem in third. Oh.
Yeah, Snowden makes a mistake, takes it off, bumps the rear quarter panel of David. David gets a little out of shape, but recovers it. So now 12th is David Poole, 13th is Snowden. So David did get by. Ian Jolcorn, 14th, will be the next to try. Oh, gosh.
Whoa, Dan Thorpe.
Oh, my gosh. Lots of trouble. Wow.
Thorpe is backwards. He's letting Moses go by. Got it spun around.
Yeah, so that train now down to 4 cars.
He's going again.
Yeah. Pretty.
Whoa, Jolicoeur off the track, too.
Yeah, follows Trevor Snow. Yeah, wow. Lots of stuff going on. I'm going to pop back to Ian Jolicoeur and where Snowden's holding those guys up a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he has maybe the pace that Ian has. I mean, we saw Ian win the race last week.
Ian won the race last week, and Adamson had, second place at the start, took first in the first corner.
Yep. So yeah. These two guys definitely want by.
Definitely want by. We'll hop on board with Adamson. Watch that. Oh, as he lets him by. He let him by. Okay, so that works. Andrew Adamson, a little bit of counter steer there as he goes through the grass, but looked like Trevor slowed on the inside to let him by, although now he's got the draft. Is he close enough? Maybe not. I don't know if I want to get by those guys anyway, honestly.
No, you just be, you'd have them all over your rear end again.
Yeah, that looks stressful. He is gaining a little bit on Andrew Adamson, but I don't think he'll go for the. Yeah, he's going to stay behind here. He lets off a little bit. Okay. Guess we can catch up with the rest of the field.
A little farther back on the straightaway, we've got Cobus de Villiers going by James Russell. Wow, he's going by like a freight train.
Those Audis are fast on the straightaway.
Wow, unbelievable.
By. Yeah, he gets by and continues to draw a gap. So lots of straight line speed there in that car. Little further.
Well, you know, it's taken a few laps, but I think they're finally getting settled down.
Yeah. Bjorn Heyman's right up on the back of James Russell. We'll see if he goes for that pass coming into the hairpin right here. On the outside. Oh, he lets him by. Okay.
So they're starting to settle down a little bit.
Yeah, they are. We got a little bit of distance.
A little bit of gap there.
Yep. One,
2, 3, about 5 seconds each apart. Parsons, Werner, and DeGrasse. JT Lauro still got Al Merriman in his sights.
Yes, he does, although I think generally we've seen better pace out of the Aston. Well, not necessarily. Chris Moses has been very fast in that Viper. But the Aston was picked first in the draft. It's the preferred choice, I guess.
Now, I might be wrong, but am I showing Matt Taylor? Is he still out on track, or is he out?
He is out. I have him as out. Not the best season for Matt. We've seen him have some difficulties keeping on track, which is really unusual for Matt Taylor.
So the closest battle we got is Heyman, Cobus de Villiers, and Carlos de la Torre.
All right, let's see what they're up to.
Oh, and a little farther up, here we got an interesting one brewing. Trevor Snowden with Chris Moses all over his tailpipe. Now, if Chris has, as I suspect, gone for a heavier load, he's lightening up, which means he's going to get quicker and quicker as the laps progress.
Well, he certainly got damaged, so got to take that into consideration. Of course, I think so does Trevor. Everybody's looking like they might have been a little beat up. Trevor's back in, and his right side looks okay, though. He's going to let him by. Probably a good call. Chris Moses is definitely trying to get back up there into the points. You don't want to get in his way right now, I don't think. Back further into the points. He doesn't have much breathing room in the championship standings there. So.
Yep. Yeah, as we talked about earlier, I'm gonna let them ride for a few laps before I try and figure out who's got to finish where to get this team championship.
Yeah.
I can't do the math all night long. It's too much for this old brain of mine.
Yep. The gap is 7 points. Chris is in the lead.
Where are you on track right now?
Right now, I'm watching Moses, and I will switch over to David Poole, who's coming up on the back of Zach Hefner with some pace. I'm going to go on board with David.
Yeah, Hefner locking her up there.
David takes the outside, but nope, Hefner lets him by. A lot of clean racing from these guys today. I'm impressed. Definitely, with a race this long, it's not worth it to fight the battle. You know, might as well just let them, if they're faster than you, just let them by and stay on the road.
One guy we haven't mentioned is, in the top 10 is John McIntyre running in 8th, Peter Zotto in 9th, John London 10th.
Yeah, McIntyre was in 11th earlier, so he's moved up a little bit.
But that battle farther back, 18, 19, 20,
we just
good
lost
three-way battle going on back there.
We just lost Adamson and Cuppet. So, that's interesting. Not sure what happened there. I wonder if they had a collision sometime.
Whoa, JT Laro spins it.
Oh, he's not in a good
He's
spot
dropping in the carousel there.
That was scary.
Got her going again.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like there's too much damage there.
No, he might have just gotten spun in a weird spot.
Yeah, that carousel's tricky, They always have been. It almost seems like the faster you go through there, the better you are, but you really got to hang on to it. Pucker up.
Yeah, you're right.
And after David Poole got by Zach Hefner, he's now got to contend with Ian Jolicoeur up his tailpipe. And of course, JT Laro is got that Viper hunting down that porch. Boy, I'm surprised. That Viper looks pretty nimble through these twisties. I would have thought the Porsche might have a bit of an advantage, but it sure doesn't look like it. So it looks like Parsons is coming around to finish lap 3. We'll see if Eiran is on a 4.44, see if he pulls in, but who knows? Could be on a 5.56. Well, with P1, 2, 3, and 4 only 14 seconds separating them, it's not very much over this big long course. So it looks like we've settled down. Looks like we've got a retirement from Adamson. Looks like he's retired along with Abe Wozniak.
Yeah,
and that is a shame.
I think it was Ludden. We saw him hit the wall really hard on the straight. Not sure if there was a collision there with John McIntyre or not. I really don't know. It's very strange. Not sure if that was Ludden, but I think it was. And Moses pits, or did he? No, he didn't. Moses staying out, knows he's got to get back up into position. So that damage is not slowing him down too much.
Well, even if it is, I mean, he's good enough. I think he's got a strategy and he's going to stick with it. And, you know, that guy's smart enough to take a look at, I don't call him the pit wizard for nothing. You know, Jake, I mean, this guy has got these things figured out to the second. So, you know, if he figures he can save a stop and he's only a minute off the pace, he'll know he's going to pick it up.
Yep. This is Chris Moses, the pit wizard.
JT Laro in the pits.
That's Moses you're describing as the pit wizard.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, I'm not sure about Thursday League, but Aaron Parsons has made a habit in the Monday League of taking the tires a little further than everybody else and sometimes making a one stop where others made two. So we'll see what happens. But I think at this point,
you know, the fewer pit stops, the less, for me anyway, you know, less opportunity for trouble.
Yep.
You know, every time we go into pits, it's just a recipe for disaster. I've got the worst paid pit crew in the league, and I can't trust them. Half the time they don't show up on time, and they're just terrible. So fewer stops is better for me, and maybe Parsons is going to stretch it out as well. I'm not too versed on the fuel consumption of these cars, so I don't know who can and who can't do it.
Me either. Oh, Peter Sabo on the outside of John McIntyre. Still on the outside, too wide. Oh, gets by. So that's 7.
And well done on both those drivers.
Yeah, definitely. Very impressive.
And I see Abe Wozniak, he's joined us in the chat room. We were real sorry to see you go out there, bud.
In reaction to bads, yep. Those trains, you know, somebody makes a mistake and you're in trouble. If you're on the inside going into a corner, you might mess up the guy in front of you. If you're, you know, braking at a strange place, you might mess up the guy behind you. So a lot of challenge here and quite a long ways to go So these guys really got to stay focused. Get into the groove.
Yeah, and you know what?
Just as I say that, Bjorn Heyman takes it off.
And not very forgiving. I mean, this is a long track to get around with a damaged car.
No, we need some runoff zones here. Come on. Yeah. So.
Well, I need all the runoff room I can get, but.
Yeah. Big challenge. But they're spreading out. Parsons has got almost a 10-second gap on Andrew Werner in second. 5 seconds behind him is Mark DeGraw in our first Audi. And behind him, doing pretty well, is the big boss, Al, in fourth. Sale Montgomery Jr., I think, has moved back a couple spaces. He's into fifth. Jesse Olson, he's in sixth. Peter Sabo, seventh. John McIntyre is in eighth, followed by David Poole in ninth, followed by Ian Jolicor in 10th. A little bit further back is Zach Hefner. Moses just got passed by Ludden. Oh, Moses took it off again. Having a lot of trouble today. Wow.
Well, that's that trouble from his first accident, so he's still carrying that around.
Yeah.
And I got a feeling he's going to go deep, even with this damaged car.
Really? Wow.
I think so.
Got to keep it on track, though, if he wants to keep the championship.
Poole and McIntyre. Poole locking her all up in the back of McIntyre there. Gets around Johnny Mac.
Yeah, McIntyre been really good. Really good to stay out of trouble today. Moving around. I've seen him move up and down from 11th to 8th, and now some of these fast guys are going by him.
Yeah, I just been back here watching Chris. That car's hurting big time.
Right. Yeah, I see. Looks like Thorpe's going to take him now, and he gets a chance. The TV cameras are pretty schizophrenic going around here, so I'm going to rely on the in-car cam a little more. Jolicor now behind John McIntyre, so still plenty of these guys with lots and lots of pace coming up.
Okay, hey Jake, here's a little treat for us. I'm going to drag Abe Wozniak up for a little post-race chat, just
Absolutely.
to see, get a first-hand view of what happened with him.
Yep, John McIntyre lets
just get him
by,
moved up
so
here.
Great job of McIntyre.
Jake.
Yep.
Hey, Ab, this is Jake and Jack. What happened out there?
Just some bad stuff. I, got in the wall at Ardmore Forest. After that, just kind of lost concentration. Then the run heading into the carousel on like lap 3, getting some suspension damage, and after that, it was tried to limp it around for another corner, but just couldn't do it.
Yep. Yep, they're rough ones.
Well, you're not the only one having trouble out there. A lot of guys having a lot of trouble. In fact, some of our veterans, Chris Moses sitting back in 15th. I think he's been off the track 15 times.
Yeah, he's been off the track at least 3 solid incidents where he hit the wall. So.
Yeah, I've got it up on the screens now, watching, and it's a tough track, that's for sure. A long race, guys are trying to keep it clean for 16 laps.
Now, how was the new tire mod for you? How were the changes? A big change in your car?
Well, the McLaren's knife edge anyway. It's pretty iffy. The tire change didn't really notice. Slow speed corners was a little more stable under braking and mid corner, but it's not really a game changer. You're not going to gain 5 seconds just from a simple update like that.
All right. Hey Jake, it was great having you up here with us. And
Abe, I'm here full time, Jack. You can't get rid of me.
No. Abe, hope we see you back again racing here next season, Thursday nights.
Yeah, absolutely. Ready to team up. Dan and I are going to team up again. So Empire State Fanatec will be back next season. We have not signed on a new car manufacturer yet, to be determined, but we'll be back in full force, hopefully, to have a better car and some better results.
Abe Wozniak, Thursday night driver.
Okay, Ian Jolkor.
Wow, that was nice to get a little chat with him.
Yeah, Ian Jolkor, Peter Sabo, and David Poole all went into the pits that lap. So
now I've got Snowden and Thorpe doing a side-by-side thing down the back straight here.
oh, and Chris Moses coming up fast on Trevor.
Gee, Trevor has seen his fair share of action tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Okay, and Chris Moses is gonna pit. Oh goodness! Glad there's no collisions here. Okay. Kudos to I think that was Dan Thorpe. No, or maybe it was Trevor who actually slowed down before going.
So we got Thorpe, Snowden, and Moses in the pits.
David Poole thinks Peter Sabo isn't going quick enough, so he's trying to get by him, but Peter is no slouch and holds on to that position for now.
Well, if you get a little farther up there, Mark DeGraw and Al Merriman look like they got quite the tussle going on.
Okay, 1 second, because David's just about to take the inside here.
Well, you hang in there. They're not going to... Nothing's happening up here yet.
Yep, and David takes that position, so he's got 9th now. Peter Sabo is now in 10th. And I'm looking at those times. Is DeGraw moving on him? Looks like David's going to hold on to it, so I'll switch over. Watching Mark DeGraw behind Al Merriman.
Absolutely. Moses back out on track. Yeah, it looks like they did a pretty good job on the bodywork on that Viper, too. Some good battles still going on, though. We got, Jolkor chasing Ludden, DeGraw chasing Merriman, Szabo chasing Poole, and Moses up in the back end of Thorpe.
Yep, just hopping onto that now. Chris Moses got all that damage fixed and should be very fast now relative to these guys who are a little further back. So watch him try to get by here as we're leaving kind of one of the easier sections to pass in, getting into the longer part of the track. Longer and narrower. No runoff.
Well, as it sits right now, Parsons and Big Al Merriman are sitting pretty for this driver championship. With Parsons out in front, and Parsons sitting pretty right now for the drivers championship.
Yeah, he is. Just needs to keep it clean. And Mark, speaking of Al Merriman, Mark DeGraw is just 2 to 3 tenths behind him. Oh, as he locks it up.
Absolutely.
Both of these guys pushing right here, I think. That position.
Well, I know Al doesn't want to give up that spot, but I don't know if 5 laps into 15 laps of this track is the spot to be fighting this.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Well,
mind you, I've been known to roll over and let everybody go by, but one crash and that could cost them the team championship.
Sure, he could be back there with Chris Moses struggling, So, although Chris Moses really covered pretty well considering.
DeGraw with a little bobble there, though.
Got a little bobble, yep. And so I'm going to hop on back to Jolkor, who's closing on John Ludden. Now here you'll see a battle. Neither of these guys is going to give it up, I don't think. John Ludden's on those brakes, locking it up on the inside and then on the other side as the corner changes direction.
Well, Ian, a very fast and aggressive driver. Not overly aggressive, but he's just fast and aggressive. And not a guy I like to see in my rearview mirror.
I'm still on board.
Well,
me and Jolicoeur, that looks like the closest battle at the moment, although Mark DeGrasse still right behind Boss Man.
Yep, he is hanging on to the back of him. Little lockup. Whoa, DeGrasse spins out of the carousel. That'll cost him a bit of time.
Yeah.
That's got to be a pucker moment there.
Yeah.
Again, welcome to everybody to our Thursday night GT special. Quite the crowd tonight on Twitch TV, and glad to see us all here. We'll try and keep up with the action as best we can. It looks like they're tightening up again.
Don says he's going to join us next year. It's quite a timeline, but I don't think he currently has a PC.
Well,
so.
yeah, a lot of fun here, guys. Monday and Thursday nights, brought to you by donors, Sim Racing. Both the members and the viewers like to donate to keep this thing alive, keep the servers going. Boy, oh boy, Dan Thorpe off the track. Chris Moses goes by, picks up a spot, now all over the back of Bjorn Heyman.
Not sure where to go. There's a couple battles.
A little farther up,
right
you
now.
got Poole and Zach Hefner.
Poole
Zach Hefner pulls off.
Yep. Wow, that was scary. Slowed up right in front of Poole, and I was on board. Okay, so I guess we'll pop back and see Jolicoeur and Ludd. Jolicoeur struggling to keep it pointed in the right direction here and maintain that pace. Ludden also looks to be pushing to get away from him, so. A little further back, Moses. Oh my goodness! I just catch Moses for another wreck.
Oh, Heyman and Moses both off.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was about, but that did not look good.
Yeah, and right behind them is Trevor Snowden. I'm telling you, Trevor has seen more action. There's a lot of dust up ahead
Moses
there.
Goes off again and hits it hard on the front left.
But Snowden has seen every bit of action that's been in this race so far.
Yeah, he has. You're not joking. Yeah. Chris Moses having trouble keeping it on track with this damage this time. I think it's pretty severe. Let's see if his wheel's pointed straight. It is, for the most part. Maybe he's leaning a little left, not sure. Okay. Snowden on Thorpe has a look but doesn't try to get in there on those curves. Good decision. Corner calls an accident.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chris Moses off again.
Chris Moses is definitely pretty severely damaged, so I bet he's going to have to go back in the pits and get that fixed. I don't think he's going to be able to maintain a reasonable pace with that much damage. Speaking of the pits, looks like Jesse Olsen, John McIntyre just pitted, so they are starting on that.
Al Merriman.
Yep. Parsons still out. So he's not going to one-stop it. You can't one-stop this race, can you? I don't know.
Well, no. Parsons on lap 5 is an 8:40, so he must have pitted.
Ah, okay. What's that? Yeah, okay. Understood.
He must have pitted lap 5.
That gap from Werner's the
so
same. So
he's probably going to do a 5.56.
Yep, I suspect they pitted at the same time. Sam Montgomery Jr.
But P4, Salem Montgomery, is now making Nice inroads and coming up to Mark DeGraw.
Yeah, we just hopped
And
on with him.
boy, he's got that Ford. He's got that Ford wound up.
Yeah, he does.
So Moses back in the pit.
Yep, yep.
Dan Thorpe in the pit.
Goodness. We'll stay in it. A lot of time for things to happen here, but I think he's relying on some misfortune of others to get high enough up here to retain the individual championship.
Oh man, they're just wicked laps he's got in there. 850, 845, 859. But sticking with it, I guess.
Yeah. We're still watching Salem Montgomery Jr., who's all over the rear of Mark DeGraw.
Absolutely, and just a little farther back. Stay on that action, though. We've got Ludden, Peter Szabo, and Jesse Olson, 6, 7, and 8 in a little bit of her freight train. Oh, hang on, the train just got bigger. Ian Jolker just joined up to that one. Well, I don't know where you are. Who are you on board with? But we've got quite the freight train going here with Jesse Olson, Peter Szabo, John Ludden, and Ian Jolker. For 6, 7, 8, and 9, nose to tail. 6 laps in. Amazing. A little farther back in 10th, we've got Merriman and 11th and John McIntyre. But this little freight train in the middle is eating up. Less than a second separating these 4 cars. Ian doing a little lawn mowing there, but locking up the brakes as well.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, we've been watching those 4 cars in the train there. Was just
yeah, that's okay. I was trying to keep everybody entertained there, Jake.
Yep. Jesse Olson, I think, is not pitted yet. So Peter Szabo is pitted on lap 5. John Ludden pitted on lap 4, and Ian Jolicoeur on lap 5. So I wonder how much Jesse Olson's holding these guys up. Not sure. We'll see. Doesn't seem to be holding them up too bad, but of course I guess he's on lower fuel. So I wonder if Olson's trying to 6.55.
Jolicoeur can turn 8.14s, and Jesse's turning 8.21s. So
yeah.
You know, he may be holding him up, but it's such a tough track to pass that.
Right. I'll hop on board with Ludden here. We can see Ian Jolicoeur in the mirror is a little bit further behind these guys, but John Ludden right here in the back of the train, right up on the rear of Peter Szabo, is right behind.
Well, one farther back is Jolicoeur.
Yeah.
And he's in that train too.
I think wisely he gives himself a little space, and then suddenly will come up on a braking zone and he'll gain it back. So these guys definitely holding each other up a little bit. We're on board with John Ludden.
I think so too. I absolutely agree with you. You know, a little bit of space is not a bad idea because one of these guys has an accident. It's going to be all 4 of them.
And in fact, John Ludden just got a worse exit. So Ian Jolicoeur right up on his tail. We got 2 pairs now.
Yep. Ian doesn't want to lose sight of Jesse Olsen and Peter Szabo, that's for sure.
Right. Well, you mentioned Ian's 8:14, Olsen's 8:20, but Olsen's done an 8:20 every lap. You know, he is so consistent, but then you see Ian Jolicoeur and some of these other guys that have been going faster, they may have had some issues in some of these laps. You know, an 8:27 on lap 2 for some reason. So,
you know, Szabo, Ludden, and Jolicoeur are all quicker,
yeah.
but you know, Olsen's in that Audi, and we've seen the Audis on the straight, and they're like bullets. I don't know why, but they are.
Yeah. Definitely, I think Olsen doing a great job of keeping it consistent, staying in the groove, and just staying on track. So, great job by him. He can stay ahead of these guys like that. It's
Yep.
Got to draw that balance between pushing and driving safely.
And he's opened up a bit of a gap.
Yeah, he has. Szabo maybe having to defend.
Well, we'll see. We'll see who can get a draft here. Oh, Ian puts it into the grass there. Going to be tough to get a good run off. Oh, Ludden into the wall.
Yes. Hop on board with Ian here and see what we can see. Ludden falling back.
Szabo's going to make a run on Jesse.
In the draft of Jesse Olsen here. That Audi, no match for the draft. Although,
wow, that was
I've
close
noticed,
for Szabo.
gets right up on here on his rev limiter when he's behind somebody. So, yeah, he's got that transmission just tuned so that he can get that passing speed. So Jolicoeur got some distance, like you said, after his bobble, and I don't even see Ludden back there, although he's back there. There he is.
Yep. Ludden's only a couple seconds back after his into the wall, and Ludden's staying out. I'll check his car out.
We'll see if those
yeah, a little bit of damage. Oh yeah, a little bit of damage on the left side, driver's side.
Yep,
no doubt.
But we'll see if he can pick up the pace and bring that train back together. Peter Szabo, of course, got by Jesse Olsen, so Peter Szabo can turn a little faster than a 120, turning 8:17, 8:18 on his clean laps. So should be able to keep that gap if they maintain that pace. So Ian Jolicoeur should see if he can get by Jesse. He can't if he gets by and then makes a mistake, he's going to lose that position again. So time to clean it up and buckle down here, I guess. All right. Run through the order while we watch these two guys. Aaron Parsons still in front now with a 15-second gap back to Andrew Werner in second. Sam Montgomery Jr. another 12 seconds back to third, but he has retaken third. Mark DeGrasse in fourth, David Poole in fifth, Peter Szabo in sixth, Jesse Olsen in seventh, Ian Jolicoeur in eighth, John Ludden in ninth. Is that Al or David? That's Al in 10th. John McIntyre in 11th. And Ian only inside of Jesse Olsen gets by. So good pass there by those guys. Where was McIntyre was in 11th, Hefner in 12th, Travis Snowden in 13th. That must be David Maros in 14th, Carlos De La Torre in 15th. Chris Moses is hanging on back in 16th. Dan Thorpe is in 17th. Bjorn Heyman in 18th. David Zahn in 19th. Carlos De La Torre in 20th. James Russell is in 21st, and Sergio Calderon's hanging on in 22nd. So we've got
just a little bit of an update. If they finished right now, got to go by with Parsons and Merriman would win the championship by 6 points.
Really? Okay.
Well, Don't take that to the bank, Jake. That's just my math, and it's my arithmetic. And my arithmetic is not the greatest at 10 o'clock on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
Where are you, Jake?
I was watching David Poole because I was thinking about those championship numbers. I will hop back on. Let's see what we watch here. It looks like David Zahn's taking the inside on James Russell. James Russell locks it up, but stays on track.
Yep, even though Zahn took it a little deep, a little wide.
Yeah, he did.
Managed to hang on there.
Yeah, he did. Good job by Russell there, staying out of trouble. Oh, we lost Carlos. Chris Moses.
Yep, Carlos Del Torre parked, and Sergio Calderon has just spun it, and he's sideways on the track. Oh, Sergio, your car is just absolutely destroyed. Boy, the spoiler is hanging. His rear spoiler is just barely hanging on there. Well, the lid's not flapping around, so that's one good thing.
Yeah.
I don't see his glass isn't broken. That's another good thing, but geez, Sergio, I know you've had better nights. Tonight is not one of them.
Yeah. No, it's a challenging track.
Cobus de Villiers under pressure with Chris Moses sideways, backwards into the grass. Oh,
Chris Moses
in the kitty litter.
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh, and he ends up taking out. Who the heck did he take out now?
Bjorn Heyman, I think. Nope. Who was that? Yeah, I think it was Heyman. No? Was it Thorpe? Did Heyman get by? Maybe it was Thorpe.
It might have been Thorpe.
It was Thorpe. Wow.
How did Thorpe keep going through that crash?
Somebody T-boned him, so somebody T-boned him, and I think, just kind of got to live with it.
Okay.
Now.
Well, Chris, I've seen Chris drive with his hood shaken before, but his hood's shaken. His spoiler his rear spoiler's toast. I have no doubt the suspension's gone too in that thing. It's not a Viper good night.
No, it's not. Viper's really struggling at the moment, all the way around. So, not what Chris Moses wanted here.
Now, one guy who's having a decent race, and he's been having a decent race all night, even though he's let a couple of guys go by him, is Jesse Olsen. He's currently sitting in 10th, but he's got the big boss man, Al Merriman, in his sights. And, Jesse, you're having a good ride.
Yeah.
Car looks relatively clean, and good on you, Jesse.
Yep. Looking pretty clean through the carousel there. We got a great camera angle for that one.
And the Thunder from Down Under got a 16-second lead. Mind you, that sounds like a lot, but 7 laps out of this course.
Right.
16 seconds is not that big a gap. I mean,
right.
It is a big gap, but it's a long track.
Right. 2 seconds a lap in a 8-minute lap is not long, like you said. But Aaron Parsons, running a pretty dominating pace right now, I think, with the 8.10s, 8.11s on his clean laps. So Andrew Werner's quick, but he's only getting 8.13s. Montgomery Jr.'s got 1.812, but he's a little less consistent. So Parsons done his practice here. I think he's prepared if he can maintain this pace, and he appears to be his fastest laps at 8:10.7. His last lap was just barely almost an 8:11. So right there on his pace.
Yeah. A little farther back, we got Joliker all over the back of Peter Szabo right now.
I will hop to that one. On board with Ian. Peter Szabo takes the wheel off. I don't think it cost him any speed, but we'll see. Ian Jolicoeur looks a little too
Yeah,
far back to get a good draft.
It might not have taken anything away from Peter, but Ian had a clean break. But we saw the speed of Peter down this straight on the last lap, so we'll see if Ian can reel him in at all.
That's right. He passed an Audi on the last lap, so. No, it looks like Peter Sabos has got a little distance over the course of the straight, so I think we may have observed that. The Porsche moving pretty quickly through the corners and appears to lose straight line speed this season, but not 100% sure on that one. Coming around, we'll see what their lap times are. Peter Sabo with an 8:14, Ian Jolicoeur with an 8:12.3, so is going a little bit faster currently as Ian. Both of those guys just turned their fastest lap, so I guess we are getting,
and they're both heavy on the gas on this infield here.
Yeah, we're getting well into the fuel, where they burn some fuel off and moving pretty quickly here.
Yeah, John Ludden into pits and fueled up and back out.
In 10th. Ahead of McIntyre, or not. John McIntyre gets by. Hop back here to the Ian Jolicoeur Szabo battle. Then I would
and just a little update there. McIntyre did get by John Ludden, and Ludden's out on cold tires, so John should be able to stretch that out a little bit. But that Jolicoeur Szabo battle is heating up.
Yeah, it is.
So they're all sort of stretching themselves out a little bit, other than the battle you're on.
Ludden and McIntyre might be a battle, but I'm not sure yet.
Yep.
To it just yet.
Ludden out on fresh tires, making a pass on McIntyre. Or having a good look anyway.
Yep. I'm on board with Ludden now, but I'm watching closely Jolicoeur Szabo. Don't want to miss that. Ludden takes the inside, and John McIntyre looks left and body. Good choice there by McIntyre. So hopping back to Jolicoeur.
Yep, Jolicoeur all over the back of Szabo.
Yep. Oh, wow. Saw the front end lift off over that big crest. It's a challenging corner to pick a braking point here.
It is. This is you have to nail this one just right to get it at speed, and
I think both of those guys said, "What braking point?" So,
I know. I didn't hear them lift at all.
You're right. Yeah. Wow.
Thanks for tuning in, 4-Star General. You have a great night yourself. Whoa, Szabo, sideways.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
oh, boy, oh boy. Good patience by Ian.
Yeah, no kidding. That could have been a disaster.
But a good save by Peter there. I mean, that could have gone all sorts of wrong there for him.
Judging by how long he was sideways, I bet he had the wheel all the way to the right there and had to catch it on the other side too. So that looked like quite a moment there for Peter. I'm always amazed to see Ian Jolicoeur throwing counter steer out of every single slow corner. He does it on Monday too. Whoops.
Yeah, a little bit of bobble in that corner from Ian. Still not much of a gap there.
Yeah.
So tricky, you know, here, Jake. You know, those those angled curbs can just absolutely launch your car
Right.
when you touch them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a whole lot of height there. You don't want to catch the ends of those things at all, or you are in trouble.
Yeah, especially, you know, catching the front end there.
Yeah.
Wow, not much of a lift on those
No.
corners at all from these two
Yeah,
guys.
you see Ian almost lean on the curb there on the inside. Up to this corner here. Like Ian has a little bit of pace through there. Comes out right on the tail of Peter Szabo, less than 2/10 there.
Oh
Less
boy,
than a tenth
Ian
there.
wants by in a bad way, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Well, he's got straight in a while, in about 2 minutes here, but might want it sooner than that. Plus, remember, we've got Peter Szabo seemed to have a little bit of pace on the straight, so really, I think if Ian could be right up on his tail to get the advantage of the draft, that might be right where he wants to be for that straight.
Great racing by both these guys. You know, way to go, Peter. Way to go, Ian.
Yeah, still a battle. Aaron Parsons extended his gap in the front to 18 seconds. So still looking good for him, but still a lot of race to go. We are just about to come up to the halfway point of this race. Ooh, Ian's a lot faster into that corner. Here comes the straight.
Yep. All going to be on the launch off of this one.
Yep. Ooh, Peter Szabo, a little mistake on the entry.
Ian's right up behind him, right
Yeah,
where he wants
is,
to be.
But he might be too close. Peter Szabo's going to be able to get the draft on the other end. Let's see. Switch to Peter here. Wow, that Porsche struggles to get by.
Ian with just, oh, Szabo might be able to come back.
Yeah.
Ian, he is.
Wow. Ian on the inside, and then on the outside.
And disaster.
Holding on. Oh my gosh.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Oh.
Don't they notice the 2-hour race here? Oh, and they both pit.
They're both in
Oh,
the pits,
ho, ho.
along with Poole
Yeah.
and Mark DeGraw.
Yeah.
Oh, DeGraw and Poole are both rolling again.
And we've reached the halfway point here for most of these drivers by now. Half of these drivers.
Yep. 8 laps in the bag.
Yep.
They're going on 9 now. So this is going to be interesting to see. Oh, and Joliker gets a jump on him.
Yeah, he does. Just barely, though. Wow.
Cold
Peter
tires,
Szabo
boys.
looking on the
Cold
inside
tires.
on cold tires. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it looks like he just clipped that barrier a little bit. And that has allowed Jesse Olsen to catch up. And Olsen has already pitted earlier. It looks like on lap 6.
And you said cold tires, and I forgot to correct you. They are using tire blankets, so they shouldn't have that problem.
Well, they shouldn't, but I don't know. Well, Peter has got his work cut out for him. I mean, he made it real tough for Ian, and Ian's going to make it real tough for Peter. Trevor Snowden in the pits.
Yep. So it looks like Joe LaCour may be a little faster than Peter as he's gotten a little bit more of a gap. And certainly we saw when he was behind, there were a couple corners that Joe LaCour went into much, much faster and get right up on the tail of Peter Szabo. So maybe this position will be maintained. Let's look for another battle here. Everybody's pretty well spread out. We've got solid 10-second gaps in the first 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. Still on the closest battle.
Yep, they are pretty well spaced out. That gap staying steady around 18 seconds. Parsons over Werner, and about another 10 seconds back to Salem Montgomery, who's quiet race. Sorry, Salem, we haven't given you much airtime, but running all by himself there. And about 10 seconds back to Mark DeGraw, who's running a great race.
Yeah, I think the top guys.
And another 10 seconds back. So they're all spread out about 10 seconds apart. Szabo and Joe LaCour have been the big action for the last few laps.
Yeah. Yeah, I think these guys at the front understand that if you're at the front, you're not getting covered in the broadcast. You're having a really great race, so they'll be okay.
Yeah, but it does look like Ian may start to check out a little bit. Oh, Peter having a little trouble there.
What'd you say about Ian?
Peter Szabo had a little bit of trouble in the last corner. Now that's allowed Jesse Olsen, a chance to close the gap. He's only about 5 seconds back to Peter Szabo now.
Yeah, 5 seconds is a medium bobble, so we'll see.
So they're all sort of spread out. Jake, why don't you give us a rundown front to back?
Yep, let's do it. Aaron Parsons out front, as has been the case for a while now. He battled with Adamson a little bit on the first lap, but since then Adamson pitted on the first lap, and he's been all on his own. Andrew Werner, 17 seconds back in second place. Must be pushing a little bit right now because that gap was a little bit bigger just a second ago, so maybe got a little bit of pace in the twisty section in the Porsche. Sam Montgomery Jr. in his Ford GT here is in third. Mark DeGraw is in fourth. David is in fifth. Al Merriman in sixth. Ian Joe LaCour is in seventh. And Peter Szabo now is about 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds behind Ian Joe LaCour. And then about 6 seconds behind Peter is Jesse Olsen in ninth. John Ludden, 10th, who's not far behind. Zach Hefner in 11th. John McIntyre has fallen back to 12th, but still running pretty consistently here. David Maros is in 14th. Trevor Snowden 13th for David. 14th for Trevor Snowden. 15th for Dan Thorpe. 16th for Kobus. 17th for Bjorn Heyman. 18th for Chris Moses. 19th for David Zahn. 20th for James Russell. And hanging on still is Sergio Calderon in 21st. So great job keeping it going there by Sergio. although he is about to go a lap down, actually. So that's kind of interesting. We'll watch that happen. Not an easy place to pass, whether they're letting you by or not. So hopefully Parsons gets by without trouble here.
Well, quite the race pace and show Aaron's putting on tonight.
Wow. Maybe Calderon's already behind him. I think he is. So Aaron must have gotten. Yep. Aaron got by cleanly, so Calderon's already a lap down. Go back.
Yep, and Parsons coming around down the back straight to finish off that lap.
Back to Peter.
Now, a little farther back, we got Ludden and Jesse Olsen. Looks like Ludden's putting the pressure on Jesse.
Yep.
They're both running solid races in 9th and 10th.
Got that straight coming up, so we will see if Jesse can take back a little bit of gap with the Audi, or if John Ludden can be close enough to get a draft on it.
Boy, that big fart and Merc, it sure looks like she's hauling the freight tonight, though.
Okay, John Ludden looks to be close enough to get a draft here. But that Audi is fast. So if you're going to have a draft, if you want to be behind a car that's fast, sometimes.
Yeah, once they get out of that draft, they're these cars are fairly even.
Still side by
it
side.
It just ends up being a drag race.
Yeah. Oh, looks like John is by. And he's on the right side here. Good pass by John Ludden there. At a spot, it was part of the track where he's seen the Audi be very strong, so. Have a quick lap here. Yeah, full 7 seconds faster than Jesse Olsen on that lap, so.
So, lap 10 of 16.
Moses is coming up on Bjorn Heyman. Watch that.
Yeah, this has not been Chris's night tonight.
No, it's very unfortunate, and I think every time I picked him up to watch him again, I've caused or seen another mistake. So I hope I don't get him this time. But he's got a lot of pace here. Certainly was expected to do very well, but struggled early on, and then kind of had problems on top of problems. I think had some damage, and then struggled to stay on the track with that damage. So not a good night for Chris. But he was due for a bad night one of these days. I mean, come on.
Well, you know, he was probably hoping it was going to be just the opposite of what happened.
Right.
You know, he needed to finish ahead of Aaron Parsons and needed Aaron to finish farther back, you know, to have a chance. He was only 7 points behind in the Drivers' Championship, so not a good night here for Chris and PMR.
No, not great. Close enough to get much of a draft, although he's getting a little bit closer.
Well, he's coming on like a freight train, though.
Yeah, he is. Oh, gonna go.
And you know what? This might have been a better way to catch the draft. I mean, we watched Ian with Peter Szabo.
Right.
Drafted him too quickly, and Szabo come right back. So maybe a late draft is better than an early draft.
Szabo got a poor exit off that last corner, and Ian was definitely too close to really take advantage of the draft there. Now, when Ludden took the draft against that Audi, he really had a lot of time in there and gained some speed. But then you saw, they get side by side, and that Audi is moving. So lots of straight line speed from that thing. So Chris Moses is by Bjorn Heyman and up to 16, so he will get a point. Mark DeGraw is coming up on Sergio, I think. Yep, that was Sergio. Weird camera right now. What else is happening?
Yeah, and David Poole's going to be coming up on Sergio Calderon shortly as well. But you know what? Sergio's been around a long time, and being down the lap, getting the blue flag's not going to be a problem for Sergio, that's for sure.
No, Sergio, yeah. We've got all kinds of pace here. You definitely do not have to be as fast as these guys at the front to have somebody to race with here in NAGP. So if you'd like to join us next season, definitely check us out. We run open wheel cars on Monday nights and these GT cars on Thursday nights.
So, looks like Joel Kerr is trying to claw his way forward up to Al Merriman. And Ian has opened up a 9-second gap between Peter Szabo. So once he got clear of Peter, it looked like Joel Kerr's put his head down and making some time. And Joel Kerr with an 8:12 up against Al Merriman's last lap of 8:13. So Joel Kerr's picked up a second, and I think he can just barely catch glimpses of him.
That probably will be the next one to watch.
But Parsons, I mean, he just threw down an 8:10.
Yeah, really moving. Joel Kerr has a little bit of a mistake.
Yeah,
Throws a wheel off there.
Just crazy times. So they're getting stretched out. We've got, 14 drivers on the lead lap. No, all 20 of them are on the lead lap, aren't they? Just Calderon's the only one who's been lapped.
Yep, everybody's on the lead lap. I think after a certain amount of time, you just get a plus 0.3. Yeah.
But as I said, those times for Parsons are just crazy.
Yeah. He looks like he pitted again on lap 9. So that means.
So what is his strategy?
Yeah. Pitted on lap 5. And then did 4 laps and pitted on lap 9. I wonder if he just threw out the first stint because he was moving just fine. So 8:10, fastest lap was on lap 3, and then he got an 8:11. Those are pretty quick pit laps too. Strong. Not a lot of mistakes from Parsons here, and of course it tells us they're in the pit every time we get laps for some reason. But not a lot of mistakes today. Quite a clean race. Well, of course, if he had made any mistakes, we wouldn't have seen them, right? So, as far as we know, he's driving a perfect race. But no broadcaster's curse for Eiran. Andrew Warner in second.
No. I don't think I don't think the curse works on that guy.
No.
The guy's won championship after championship. I don't think any broadcaster's going to curse him out. Jolicoeur is only 4 seconds back of Al Merriman now. So
yeah,
Ian is
the interesting thing is
closing that gap.
I don't think he is because the timing says, oh, never mind. Look at that. Merriman into the pits, so Jolicoeur goes by. It's like that got closed all of a sudden.
So Al's in the pit in lap 11.
That finished the lap, Tim. So that makes Al on a 3-stopper, I think, 5.55. Although, depends on where his pit box is. He pitted on at the end of lap.
Yeah, he pitted on lap 5.
But he's got an 8:44 on lap 6. So that could be a pit stop too. So I don't know. He had a mistake and a pit stop in there, I think.
I'm not sure if that was a pit stop or not.
I'm sure he didn't do one after the other, but
that's 16 seconds off. So very confusing for these guys up here.
Yeah.
And when I say confusing for these guys up here, I'm talking about us.
Yeah. I got you.
Okay, so Moses slides on by David Merosh, and David puts it off the track a little bit. Just hang on there, David. Boy, that Audi looks crinkly. Yep. Yeah, looks a little crinkly to me. Absolutely, and David is running gently around the track, so I would say that he's nursing some problems there. Definitely driver's side and rear of the car.
Which David?
He's back off again. Yeah, he's got some serious handling problems. So on the back straight. Look for David Merosh to pull over into the pits this time around.
Gotcha. Yep,
As Bjorn Heyman says, thanks for the damage. I'll take that spot from you.
And I'll take that point. If he can make it to the end, that is. Lots of race to go here.
Well, actually, 5 laps, so...
yeah.
Two-thirds of the way done.
Right. Oh. As you said, David having real trouble. He's gonna skip that turn there. Head straight for the pits, I'm sure. Yep. Quite an interesting steering angle there, David. Okay. Who's close? Tell you what, Ludden is not far behind Peter Sabo, so wonder what will happen there. Jolicoeur is all by himself. He's Al pitted. Although he's coming up. Excuse me, David Poole's 2 seconds behind Mark DeGrasse. We'll watch that gap. Chris Moses having trouble again. Cobus seems to be gaining on him, according to the timing. It is. It's hard to keep track of the pit stops on a race this long.
It is. I still have Werner and Poole in for the Drivers' Championship if it was to finish the way it is right now.
Yeah. Both of those guys
So
having
Andrew and David have got to keep it clean, and Al Merriman's got to hope for some mishap up front.
Yeah. And not to forget, Andrew Werner, David Poole, and Ian Jolicoeur have all kind of done taking turns in this car and had a really great season. So definitely.
Now we do have David Poole coming up in the back of Mark DeGraw for P4.
Mark DeGraw.
Oh, and Mark DeGraw puts it off into the Armco.
Wow, so Mark DeGraw and his teammate, David's on? Vinny Davids.
That would be David Maroche and Mark DeGraw are teammates.
So both of those guys just having some issues.
And, you know, those guys really worked hard in getting that Audi figured out, and they had that thing running really nice in the back half of this season. So kudos to those guys for getting this car all figured out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the car was like this year, but that one's always been tough for me to get a handle on. The guys up on the chat room and the broadcaster saying that some of them not too fond of this track. Well, for me, it's more like a very high-speed road rally, very unforgiving.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, a little farther back, John Ludden is starting to reel in Peter Szabo.
He has stopped on board with Ludden. Oh my goodness!
Oh,
the curve strikes.
Big save! What a save,
Goodness.
John!
Great save there, but wow.
Boy, oh boy!
Okay, so
I bet you John was puckering on that one.
yeah, I guess that's Sergio behind him because it's not Al. Al's actually got a broken windshield, so I wonder where he ran into trouble.
Ooh, Al! Oh God, yeah. Yeah, just taking a look on the yeah. Al's car's all beat up.
Sorry to hear that. That's not good for his team championship chances.
No, with Werner and Poole in second and fourth, they put the season together.
Yeah. Not happy with some of the balance adjustments was David, but I bet we would not have such a competitive team championship here at the end were those not made. So the results have been good.
Well, it was only 30 kilograms, and I think the 30K made a big difference in the F1 cars we're driving on Monday. But when I was chatting to some of the guys, mid-season here, with these cars, they said it wasn't that big an adjustment, right. And a lot of guys always make
well, I think everybody is concerned.
A lot of hay over these mid-season adjustments, but they're all done in
right. And everybody just trying to keep it competitive. So definitely succeeded this season in a great competitive car pack that we really enjoyed. So great job to Alan, everybody who works on those.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, to get all these different cars running roughly, you know, the same is not an easy task.
Yeah, and roughly the same on all these different tracks too. It's been really neat. Okay.
A little farther back, we've got McIntyre and Zach Hefner. Oh, Zach Hefner into the pits, and that's going to let Mac go by.
Yep, up to 11.
And Mac pitted on lap 9. And Hafner back on lap 6, it looks like. So, Zach looks like he's going to do a 6.6.4. And McIntyre did a 6 and like a 3. Oh, he must have run into some trouble.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I was just looking at that on this screen. So Parsons, our leader. Let's see. The long stop means they stopped at the end of 4.
8.10s, 8.11s, 8.12s.
Yeah.
Great laps.
Looks like he's doing 4 laps, then he does 5, 6, 7, 8, and stops. But yeah, he's going to 3 stop. He's got one more stop to make. Werner, likewise. Yeah, I think these guys are making 3 stops. I think even McIntyre's making 3 stops, but he extended his first stint just a little bit longer. And then came in normally after 8 laps. Interesting choice, but it's worked out well for him. He's in 11.
Yeah, a little farther back, looking at Joliker's time there, he's opened up, an 18-second lead over Peter Szabo since he's gotten by. And after winning last week's race, we knew he had some serious speed.
Yeah. When are we going to expect him to stop? 4. Yep. So one more stop, probably right after lap 12. Into this lap. We'll see if that happens. But that seems to be the prevailing pit strategy. 3 stops. Yeah, I'm speaking of the new season, the guys are talking in the chat. I'm glad they just got that update out and got us all in the new tire model, because hopefully that'll keep things pretty stable as far as us having to deal with adjustments mid-season.
Whoa, Big Al Merriman off the track.
Uh-oh.
In the grass. And I mean, he is seriously cutting some lawn. Wait a minute.
Al's done.
He's out.
He's done.
Al's parked it.
So, gotta go by. Does that... I mean, that's it, right? They've got the team championship. Werner in second, Poole in fourth. And Al
It
out
is
of the
Werner
race.
and Poole in 05 Motorsport are going to take the team championship.
Wow. Sorry. Never fun.
Yeah.
Never fun to see somebody go out, but I bet if Werner and Poole I bet if Werner and Poole see him disconnect, they will be very pleased. They probably don't know about it yet. He's probably going to stay in there and watch the race.
Well, Al's probably banging on the steering wheel right now.
Right.
Whoop, I just saw the steering wheel come flying out the window, so that's the end of the season for Al. Not happy about that one, but hey, anything can happen. I mean, Chris has had a terrible race, and anything can happen around here. All it takes is one tire off in the bad spot, catch that Armco, and bust the car to pieces. But great season, Al, and thanks for all the stuff you do for us around here.
Yep. So Warner and Poole, if they're paying attention, David Poole, if your name is not pronounced David Poole, I'm so sorry, because I've been calling you that the entire time of broadcasting.
David Poole.
Yeah, I think, yeah, okay, good. Yeah, so great for those guys. And Aaron Parsons probably not too upset with that result, since he seems to have the individual championship locked in here with Chris Moses having trouble. So,
hey, we saw what happened to Al. I mean, anything
can
is
happen,
possible.
but that's what it looks like right now. We will see what happens. Don't go anywhere.
Well, hang on a minute. I'm just going to get my glasses on.
Baby. Why do you say that? Is that a joke? I don't trust you, Kevin. Don't believe you.
If Parsons crashes out of the race, David Poole will tie Aaron Parsons for the championship.
According to Kevin Kirkwood, David likes being called David. I bet that's not true. But
I think Kirkwood, Mr. Hollywood, is just trying to get us fired.
Oh no, nobody's trying to get us fired, Jack. They like us. Okay, so John Ludden appears to be. I don't know why, but they like us. Appears to be closing the gap.
Oh, Chris is off the track again, into the Armco.
Oh, Chris.
Oh, into the grass.
Chris. Going slow. What we got, Chris? What'd you do to it? Oh, he's lost a window. Oh, nope. It's just not broken. That's all. I was going to say. I didn't know that was a thing.
No, everything else is, though.
Yeah, everything else is. So it's not flapping. That's, you know.
No, I was just thinking the same thing. I thought, geez, the hood's still bolted down. You know what? They probably screwed it down this time around.
Yeah, but
he's had that thing flapping more times than a bird this season.
You're right. He's got some reinforcement there. And, yep. Okay, so lap 13, Ian Jolicourt is pitting. So that was as predicted. It's 3 stops for most of these guys. Mark DeGras also in there.
Mark DeGras as well.
Mark DeGras comes out. Peter Sabo into the
pulls
pit,
away.
Full speed. And Ludden also. So, yeah, definitely a common strategy for these guys. We'll see if Ludden can beat Peter out of the pits here. He was a good few seconds behind. I think Peter will end up ahead, but he may close the gap if he has a faster stop. We'll see. I think that's a little bit less gap. Not sure until he come out, of course, because they're speed limited still here. So, no, maybe it's about the same.
Szabo and Ludden both out.
I'm interested to see if Ludden can gain another position.
Oh, David's on. David's on doing donuts. Oh, doing donuts. Oh, bad. Whoa, ho. I think that was Parsons that just missed him.
No, because he's only half a lap down. That must have been Heyman.
Oh, David's Corvette is smashed to pieces.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
As you said, pretty.
Now he's got the, just a little tip for you guys. You can adjust the glass so it doesn't break.
Right.
And that's not a contravention. But it looks like the side glass on that Vet is smashed to pieces, so it's not good. Now a little farther up, we got McIntyre and Zach Hefner giving her.
Right, hopping on board with McIntyre around the GP circuit, where if he does make a mistake, he's got a little bit of runoff. This is a good place to attempt to pass, in my opinion. where you do have a little
Well,
bit.
yeah, it's a real racetrack on this part of the circuit, so I mean, you know, it is the best place to pass. You know, out in the countryside is not it. But this is a bad place for an accident too, because you've only got, what, 70 turns to go until you get back to the pits.
Right. Don't want to have a collision.
Aaron Parsons' last lap out was an 8:10, 694, so he's turning great laps. But so's Werner. You know, that gap at 18 seconds has stayed there for about 8 or 9 laps now.
Yeah, it really has.
And again, you know, we're not saying much about, Sergio's gone.
Sergio.
He said, that's enough for me. The car's, you know, toast.
I think, you can only go around this place so many times before you get tired of it. He had
Well, this is a long race, but just for you guys who have just joined our league in the last couple seasons, these finales on Thursday nights used to be 3 hours. Now, as bad as 3 hours sounds, you know, for a slower driver like myself, it was one of the races where I was guaranteed to get points.
Yeah.
Because if you go slow enough, you'll finish. And just finishing usually puts you into the points. And there's one guy out there, and now he's in 13th, and he's challenging, Trevor. Trevor again. And he gives Trevor a bump, and they both go off. Chris Moses and Trevor Stappen. Oh, Jesus.
Goodness gracious. Chris Moses is not going to be pleased with his evening tonight.
Oh, and David Maroche says, okay, all right, I'm coming up here now. Let me in on this action. My car's fixed.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs cool. Funny guy, Kevin Kirkwood. Okay. David is right. David, right up on the tail of Chris Moses. Oh!
Whoa! Well, he was. A way to go, broadcaster's curse.
My goodness. My goodness.
All right, well, get up there. McIntyre and Hefner.
Okay, still going.
You know, this car crash derby that's going on farther back in the pack. We got to get up to some real racing here, and that would be Johnny McIntyre.
We got to cover the adults here. Cover the grown-ups. Keep your nose clean.
Big lockup from Hefner there, and McIntyre all over the back of him.
Keeping an eye also on Ludden and Szabo. Pretty stable gap of about 2 seconds there, but I wonder if Ludden's going to push late in the race. Ooh, Hefner looks a little slow through there.
Yeah, this is Hefner and McIntyre come up to this carousel is going to be interesting.
Zach Hefner getting a lot of lockup on the inside there.
Both of them, big wheel squeal coming out of that carousel.
Right. Like Ludden's got that gap to Sabo down to 1 second.
Yep. And closing up.
Man, how do these guys get so fast? Okay.
Yeah, that Ludden-Zabo battle, John wasn't close enough to grab a draft down the back straight.
I'll tell you what I see that's interesting. Andrew Werner closing that gap just a little bit. You see that?
Yep, and David Merrill just went by Snowden. But Werner, yeah, he has picked up a little bit. But you know what? Parsons can ease off. I mean, he's only got 2 laps to go.
Right.
Perhaps he could lose 8 seconds a lap and still, bring it on home.
Yeah,
But Ludden and Zabo, tight. And McIntyre and Hefner tight as well.
Yeah, I'm still on the McIntyre-Hefner battles. They're going to come around to the main straight here. I'll hop on board with John McIntyre. And we'll see how Hefner's exit on this corner is. We saw earlier with Zabo and Jolicoeur, this exit matters a lot. And both these guys just about even here, getting a pretty good exit, but John McIntyre's got the draft, so.
Yeah, a perfect exit by McIntyre. Up alongside, and Zach's going, what the heck? Duck back in, attaboy.
There you go.
And Zach working to stay in there. Johnny Mack sort of doing the old Barberini down that straightaway, saying, I'll try and break that draft, but no go. Oh, and Ludden a little farther back has spun the car.
Oh, Ludden. Come on, you were supposed to give us a battle, Ludden. Come on. All right, bad luck for
But
John
Zach
Ludden.
not letting McIntyre get away, though.
No, not at all. Definitely we got something to watch here. Even if we don't have camera angle.
Watch your break point, Zach.
On the outside. Locking those inside tires, both of them. I'm going to hop on board because it's easier to see where everybody is.
Great battle late in the race.
Yeah.
You know, 14 laps into the race to be battling like this is just great.
Wow, you know, one thing I've never noticed.
Talking about a battle here. Oh, and Cobus de Villiers just a sales rate on by Trevor Snowden. Again, I think Trevor's seen more action than a D-Day landing.
Yeah, Trevor's had a lot of movement around this race. Did he take a strange pit cycle? No.
No, he's on like a like a 5.56 maybe.
No, that's a 4.4. So he's on the normal rotation.
But that Hefner and McIntyre giving her late in the race.
Yeah, they are.
But you know, the top 5 guys we haven't given much airtime to, but they're all gapped out pretty good. Parsons, Werner, Sale, Montgomery, David Poole, and Mark DeGraw, top 5 drivers right now.
Yep.
All spaced out, running nice. Only got to bring her home for about another lap and a half, and It's all over but the crying.
Yep, you know, and I was talking about Werner closing that gap on
Are
Aaron
you
Parsons.
back on the Hefner deal?
Sorry, missed those off for a second. John McIntyre.
Hefner just got by McIntyre. And now McIntyre having a look. Whoa.
Wow. That was scary.
Ooh, that was close. That was close.
I should have stayed in car for that one. I wonder what the wheel looked like in that maneuver. Wow.
Yeah. Oh wow. That could have been an ender for both of them.
Yeah.
And this is for P10. Hefner getting a little squirrely there. McIntyre checking up a bit. Zahn with a stop in the pits. He's rolling in. Just a little update here. And Trevor Snowden, he's in the pits too. I don't know if he's calling it a night or taking fuel and repairs, but I'll let you know what's happened.
Yep. Still watching Hefner and McIntyre.
Well, it might be that Trevor has had all the action he can handle for one night.
Well, I can't say I'd blame him.
Well, he's been in the middle of a whole bunch of it.
Yeah, he has had his fair share.
You know, a real trooper tonight though has been our lawn maintenance man, Chris Moses.
Yeah,
he's still there. He's in B12, but there's more mud on his car than the guy who delivers my topsoil in the spring.
Yeah. Chris Moses has been quite the sort of off-road explorer today.
Boy, that McIntyre and Hefner though, they really want that P10.
Yeah, I'm on board with Johnny Mac.
While you're on board with those guys, I'll keep my eye a little farther up. John Ludden is trying to make the moves on Peter Szabo, and Ludden has pushed it a little hard a couple times and come close to walling it, but staying on it.
Yep. Werner's closed the gap a little bit to Parsons. I think maybe, as you said, Parsons is slowing down a little bit, just being safe. Werner might have been speeding up, trying to get away from Sale Montgomery Jr., who's closed that gap all the way down to about 3 seconds. So there may be a battle for second here at the end unless Werner keeps up this pace. He's maintaining that gap now. That's around 3 seconds back to third. So we'll keep an eye on that one.
Well, Montgomery's last lap was an 8:11, Werner an 8:12. So
yeah,
Montgomery has definitely picked up the pace here.
Yeah. McIntyre's in-car cam's a little moving around a little bit, like his connection is a little strange.
So late, you know, this is lap 15. There's only 2 laps left, and there are still battles going on. I can't believe it. Ludden is chasing down Szabo. McIntyre and Hefner are still going at it, and David Moroch and is chasing down Bjorn Heyman. So late in the race, there's still some good racing going on here.
A little bit of a gap to John McIntyre. I'm going to see what David's seeing. There's a little bit of a gap there too. So we'll hop back up to the McIntyre battle. It just got very close all of a sudden, and Zach Hefner misses the apex and he's
Zach-
off the track. John
He's
McIntyre
off
on
the
the
track.
inside, but right before the straight here. I'm not sure if he's going to want to be in front right now. One more with Hefner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. McIntyre wants in front.
McIntyre got a great
And
exit
he got
out
a
of
nice
there.
exit, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
you know,
quick
we
to
saw a
middle
couple of the
that corner.
Porsches come out of that last exit really clean, too.
Yeah,
You know, Jake, so I don't know
think
what
you're
they've got, but they can take that real well.
Right. Yeah, so maintained solid gap there. Has John McIntyre. He's got a whole second out of that straight, so good job there by him. Oh, but then Zach Hefner closing up.
Yeah, he was very aggressive on the braking zone there.
Yeah, and he probably is going to do that again as we come up to the hairpin. Ooh, a little wide. Nope, maybe not. Yeah, I think he was a little wide, John McIntyre. Oh, Zach Hefner goes over the painted track and really loses grip there, so he lost a good amount of time. All right, let's hop on with Ludden here, who's coming up right behind Szabo.
Absolutely.
I think McIntyre's pretty safe there in 10th. We will keep an eye on the gaps. Looks like David got by Bjorn Heyman. Sorry I missed that one, guys. Since I don't have exact times for you, it's a little harder to see when that's going to happen. Man, John Ludden, every once in a while, will make a little mistake. And then that gap stretches out a little bit.
Yeah, you know, John's pushing hard trying to catch him, and, you know, pretty easy to overdrive when you're trying to, you know, close the gap, especially when you've only got, you know, basically 2 laps to do it in. Big, long laps, but still, you know, if Peter keeps a nice, clean lap going, he should be all right. But, hey, these guys are going for their positions.
Yeah, they are. 2 laps to go. We are, for John Ludden, about almost 3 minutes into the penultimate lap.
And a little farther up, you know, that's still the battle going on there. But there is a battle brewing for this last lap, and that is going to be P3 and P2.
What's up
Andrew
with
Warner
Parsons?
and Salem Montgomery.
Parsons have damage?
He is posting an 8:17 in that last lap.
Yeah, but he was posting, you know, 8:11s, 8:10s. I don't know. Yeah, it's in trouble.
But a 10-second gap in
Yep.
a lap for Eiran is,
Pretty safe.
yeah, and he's only got about a third of the track left to go, and not a real tough third.
Right, but there's one more lap, so. Yeah, but I think he's safe up there.
But Salem is definitely. Oh, he smells blood.
Yeah.
Same with John Ludden to Peter Szabo. I mean, he's right there too. That's going to heat up real quick here.
Right, we're staying on that battle and watching that gap. 2 seconds.
Well, this almost looks like where Salem ended up on the qualifying race was P3 as well.
Right.
But boy, he's got a full view of Andrew Werner up ahead.
John Ludden and Peter Sabo coming up on the first carousel. First Banks corner there. They both do a great job this lap.
Montgomery in second. What happened to Werner? Werner must have had a problem. He's dropped down to fourth. And he's off again.
Wow. Speaking of problems, Peter Sabo just took it off.
Werner down to fourth. So,
well, they're still safe.
I gotta go back to my arithmetic.
You don't. Pretend Werner just moved to third from second. How many points does he lose? Because Poole was in fourth. Werner dropped to fourth. Poole now in third. So they only lost one position as far as the team championship goes. One of them went from second to third.
Yeah, they've got it in the bag here.
Yeah, I mean, with Merriman,
unfortunate for
Merriman
Andrew
out,
Werner.
right?
Yeah. Sorry, just got me excited there.
So it's okay. It's a good race to be excited about with when there's not a lot going on. So the Peter Szabo Ludden battle. Oh,
whoa! Werner off again.
Yeah, Werner and Szabo at the same time there going off. And Werner's going to go in the pits.
Werner's pulling in the pits.
Wow, so he's got some real damage. Jolicoeur's going to get past him.
Okay. But Poole and Werner have points in hand.
We'll see. He just stopped. Depending on how much damage he has to repair, I don't know if Ludden will get by him or not. Got some damage, that's for sure. Yeah, no, he's going to get out ahead of Ludden. Yeah, so a little bit disappointing for Andrew there, but still being well into where he needs to be as far as the team championship. I'm sure that he is not too disappointed there. So that gives Montgomery Jr. second without much of a fight there. See what happens here on this last lap. See if any of these gaps close up any. But we've got solid 7 seconds there, 10 seconds between some of the other positions. Never can tell how far apart these guys are. Looks like David Zahn is not too far behind Dan Thorpe. Don't let me miss the end here, Jack. As Parsons comes around.
Yeah, it looks like 05 Motorsports still going to take this away.
Yep.
And it looks like got to go by, with Aaron Parsons, Al Merriman are going to take second place in the team championship. So your leader, Aaron Parsons, on the final lap. Salem Montgomery in second, and David Poole in third. Mark DeGraw in fourth. Ian Jolicoeur Ian started at the back of the pack. He started last.
Yeah.
Great drive by him.
Well,
Andrew Werner up to sixth.
Didn't David start at the back too? Because he wasn't in the race last week. No, he was. No, he wasn't. Because Werner was in the race, but Ian was driving for David. So I don't know.
Werner started fourth.
Where'd David start?
Did Ian? Oh, I don't know where David started, to be perfectly honest with you.
Because I don't. Ian acted like his place for the Super Bowl qualifying didn't carry over for David because he was a different driver, and I think he's right. So I think David and Ian both started at the back because Ian switched cars and David was not in the last week's race.
Well, then that's a great drive by both those guys.
Yeah, well, definitely
end up in the top 5.
Right. Some of these guys that have had mistakes have helped move others up, but then there's a lot to be gained from just consistency. So I suspect that's what we've seen from these guys. And it is. You look at David.
To put this all in perspective, you've got 16 laps, 73 turns, over 2 hours of driving, and there's still, the top 5 drivers are within 47 seconds of each other. I mean, you're only talking like 3 seconds a lap difference from first to fifth. Unbelievable. Very competitive league, and I'm sure there was lots of good racing late in the race too. So it's Thursday night's turned out to be a real winner this season at NAGP. So I hope all you guys that want to race with us, come on and race with us. Grab a teammate, get in the draft your favorite car, and enjoy the action next season.
And we'll be right here.
Well, we'll have to see if our sponsors will take us back in, Jake. I'm not so sure. I wouldn't take that one to the bank at this point.
Our sponsors are Stars of Choice, so yeah, I'll say it. We're coming back. We're coming back, Jack. The Jake and Jack show will live. So
that might be part of our problem. We think it's a show. Everybody else thinks it's actually motor racing. It's just a show, folks.
I didn't get that. I think they're mistaken. Right. It's a show.
Okay. Late in the race, last lap action here. We've got Dan Thorpe and David Zahn duking it out. So there you go.
Yeah.
All the way back to 16th, P16th, great racing. Only 18 cars left in the field. Everybody else has called it a night. But quite the show put on by Aaron Parsons. Last lap, 8:10.69. No, I'm sorry, his last lap was 8:15. Right. His fast lap was 8:10.
He's going to finish when these guys are about a little after 2.5 minutes into this lap. So I was trying not to miss that, but I'm going to stay on this battle for now. We're on board with Dan Thorpe as he tries to get close to David Zahn. And also, if we had more laps, I bet David Poole, who can turn an 8:11, would catch Salem Montgomery Jr., who's very consistent, but his fastest lap's a little bit slower, 7. I know he's got a 12.2 in there, so he's got speed, but usually he's more at a 8:14, kind of 8:13 average around there. Anyway, but they won't, with 5 seconds to go in the last lap, we will not see that become a battle. And in fact, Salem Montgomery Jr. may have picked up the pace. Speaking of picking up the pace, David Zahn has a little bit of a gap from Dan Thorpe now.
Well, Parsons on the final back straightaway.
Yep. So, unless something goes catastrophically wrong, you're looking at your championship winner here.
That's your Thursday night drivers champion, Aaron Parsons.
Yeah.
From Perth, Australia.
Yeah. So, please send all complaints.
Little wiggle woggle there over the finish line.
Weird, I just got taken out of the... There's definitely a little bit, some changes with the update. Okay, so Sam Montgomery Jr. is finished second, David Poole in third. Let's see if we got a battle going on between Danthorpe and David Zahn. Not really. David Zahn's gotten a little bit of distance out there. I'm sorry about the screen over here. He's got you guys.
Okay,
you know what?
I was
Aaron
just looking
Parsons
there. I cannot find our race win.
Aaron Parsons still on track and driving is doing victory donuts, so I guess it's well deserved.
I can't find.
Yeah, Aaron Parsons is on track. He's in the runoff area of turn 1 doing donuts. Please just send all complaints about foreigners somewhere else. We don't care. We do got a lot of foreign winners over here at North American Grand Prix. Go far and wide. Oh, we got victory donuts all around up here. All right, so
I'm bringing Aaron up here.
Bring him in.
Mr. Parsons, you're in Broadcast Central.
Hi, Jack.
Hey,
Big winner tonight.
Thank you.
Quite the show you put on. Did it go?
Yeah.
Did it go exactly as you thought it would?
Not really. It was a little bit disappointing when Andrew had the crash there. I'm not sure why that happened. I thought we'd gone through the corner okay, and then straight.
Well, lots of accidents tonight. I mean, your own teammate decided to pull a plug on it. Chris Moses was off, I think, in 16 laps, he was off 16 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Chris Moses had a lot of trouble this evening, so.
Great championship run this year, though. And not that we didn't expect it from you, but that's why they call you the Thunder from Down Under.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, had pretty good, very good season. A lot of good luck. There were some tracks that the car was really good at, and I was able to capitalize on that. And then there was tracks where I was bad, and I qualified like 15th. But in those races, there was a lot of attrition, and I was able to make good finishes in those races, even though the car was bad. So that was lucky.
Well, looking forward to joining you again next Thursday. I'm going to pop you back down to the channel, and I'm going to drag up our team champions.
Yeah, congrats, David and Andrew, on the team championship. Really good championship from them.
Thanks, Aaron, and we'll catch up with you later.
Hey.
Mr. Poole, you're in Broadcast Central. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks, guys. Was a stressful night for sure.
Yeah, looked like it.
We've got Andrew up here as well. Andrew, you're on the air. Congratulations for your team championship. Well deserved. What happened there in the end?
You know, I put my front right tire on a blade of grass.
That'll do it.
Yep. I couldn't believe that. That was such a bummer.
Well, I don't know if you knew at that point that Al had trouble and dropped out. I don't know if you guys were actually pretty safe as far as the points went by that time.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Well, it was a great race. You know,